No doubt about it, video games are bigger than ever. And thanks to popular consoles like the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, not to mention pretty much every smartphone on the planet, things aren't going to slow down anytime soon. Let's take a closer look at some of the most hotly anticipated titles coming in 2019. Prepare your mind for Psychonauts 2. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what makes Psychonauts so special. It's not just the premise, which throws a bunch of psychic-powered kids into an otherwise normal summer camp, mixing up super-powered shenanigans with all kinds of cartoony teen angst. It's not just the inventive levels, which use the environment itself to explore the psyches of Psychonauts' quirky characters. It's not just Psychonauts' weird sense of humor.
I wished my loved one had remembered to indicate me as the beneficiary of his 401k plan.
And it's certainly not the game's mass appeal. These days, Psychonauts is considered a cult classic, but it absolutely bombed at release. The truth is, Psychonauts is greater than the sum of its parts, so it's no wonder that fans have been clamoring for a sequel for a decade and a half. In 2019, they're finally getting one. Back in 2015, players hungry for more Psychonauts contributed almost $4 million to help fund the long-awaited sequel. And if developer Double Fine follows through on its promise, it looks like Psychonauts 2 will be well worth the wait. Venture into the Valley of Gods. In 2016, the newly founded development studio Campo Santo released Firewatch, a murder mystery adventure game set in the Wyoming wilderness. The title was met with critical acclaim, and reviewers praised its voice acting, art style, and engrossing story.
There are, panties?
There are what?
I don't want to say that word again.
Why, 'cause you're 12?
Well, in 2019, we'll find out if Campo Santo can strike gold twice when they release their latest project in the Valley of Gods. The game's action unfolds in Egypt in the 1920s and includes tomb raiding Indiana Jones style in search of hidden treasures, and seeking out the perfect shot with your 35mm camera. Like Firewatch, in the Valley of Gods really hinges on the relationship between its two filmmaker protagonists. The dynamic relationship between Henry and his boss Delilah was the heart of Firewatch.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Good.
That said, Valley main characters Rashida and Zora look like they might give Campo Santo's debut duo a run for their money. Look to the future in Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red has yet to announce a release date for its sci-fi RPG Cyberpunk 2077, but it's speculated to be coming sometime in 2019. In fact, the Polish developer hasn't said a whole lot about the game, period. We know that it's been in development since at least 2012 and that it's a spin-off of Cyberpunk 2020, a pen-and-paper role-playing game. And we know that players will be able to experience other characters' memories using something called a brain dance, and that the game will feature a multiplayer mode in addition to its single-player campaign. Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to be considerably larger than the developer's last game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Hopefully those Cyberpunk's just as densely packed with stories to experience, characters to meet, and things to do. That's a big undertaking, but if any studio can do it, it's CD Projekt Red. Don't worry, they're professionals.
This world doesn't need a hero. It needs a professional.
Tweak your tricks in session. Developer Creature Studios hopes to revitalize the skateboarding sim genre in 2019, when Session is scheduled to hit Windows PCs and the Xbox One. Taking its inspiration from Skate, Session uses motion capture tricks and real-life physics to capture skateboarding in all its glory. Creature also promises that Session will change over time as its team gathers analytics data and adjusts levels accordingly. They also claim the whole thing will be dripping with a heavy 90s vibe, honoring what the devs call the golden era of skateboarding. Awesome. Jet through the jungle in Anthem. When it comes to Anthem, there's some good news and there's some bad news. On the plus side, after Mass Effect Andromeda failed to wow critics or players, BioWare is going all in on its upcoming Destiny-like shooter. On the other, that means the game has been delayed until 2019, and BioWare's got a lot riding on it. Rumors suggest that if Anthem doesn't deliver, BioWare as we know it may cease to exist. That's a lot of pressure, especially for a studio best known for role-playing games, not loot-based shooters. Still, there are reasons to be cautiously optimistic. Anthem will pit players known as freelancers against both giant monsters and natural threats like so-called Shaper Storms. Players' supersuits, or javelins, will be upgradable and come in a number of different styles dependent on a character's class. Anthem is far from a surefire hit, but BioWare is committed to the franchise long-term. The best we can do is cross our fingers and take the leap when the game drops in 2019. Thanks for watching. Click the SVG icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.